You get lost in your imperfections. You get lost in the things you want. But if you slow down for just 1 second, you might feel way better than you thought. And if you took a second to breathe, took a minute to cry, well, maybe you would see that all this time I've been right here. Maybe I know it, life can get hard, keep going. I just wanna be the one you need right now. Baby, would you turn and look at me right now? Me right now. What's going on? You can tell me everything that's going wrong. Only say the word will disappear somehow. All we gotta do is be right here, right now. Right now. Maybe we could go and find a view if we need some entertainment. But we don't have to hurry, cause our conversation's always entertaining. And if you just want me to listen, I can do that too. Because all that I can do for you, I'll do. Oh yeah, baby, I know it. Life can get hard, keep going. I just wanna be the one you need right now. Baby, would you turn and look at me right now? Me right now. What's going on? You can tell me everything that's going wrong. Only say the word will disappear somehow. All we gotta do is be right here, right now. Right now. Baby, I know it. Life can get hard, keep going. I just wanna be the one you need right now. Baby, would you turn and look at me right now? Me right now. What's going on? You can tell me everything that's going wrong. Only say the word will disappear somehow. All we gotta do is be right here, right now. Right now.
What is happening, everybody?
Hey.
How you guys doing? We hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're having an excellent day, aren't we?
Yes.
It's like been pretty amazing, actually.
It's been non-stop on my, it's been a non-stop day.
It's been a non-stop day,
Yes.
a non-stop wonder ride. So, yeah, we got a lot to cover today, a bunch of amazing stuff. But first, I want to know, how's the audio? We're trying a new setup here where we're not wearing our lav mics and we've got a mic setup, and it looks weird on the screen. But I want to see what you guys think. Let us know. Do we sound clear? Are we blowing out your eardrums? Too loud? Too quiet? Let us know what's up.
Yes.
So, what should we start with? I think we should start with the second most exciting thing to happen this week. And that way we can build up to the first most exciting thing.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay. You guys know how I talk about these like little things that cause you joy. And back to good hello, how you doing? At least our home isn't a teeter-totter. Yep, we're going to be talking a little bit about that today. We're going to be talking a little bit about that.
Yes.
Okay, good. Sounds good and clear. Fantastic.
Great.
Hey, Mike, how's it going? Doris, how are you? I'm so glad that you guys are here hanging out with us. Okay, so super exciting thing. And you know how I talk about the little things that cause us joy, you know? Well, a little thing that causes us joy happened today. Hey, Ozark Family Homestead, how you doing?
Hey.
Carrie has been embarking on an adventure of epic proportions to put a garden in, and it's her first year having like a decent size garden. And today was the first day that Carrie has ever, drum roll, made pickles. So I can't wait to try them. They're phenomenal. Smelling, like the smell is like amazing.
Don't open. Doesn't it have to seal and be like...
Wasn't gonna open it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna open it. I was like, no,
you're gonna ruin my pickles. Yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah, I never did it before, and one of the people that follows us and that we follow her, she's got some cool stuff. Diva in the Dirt had
Washington.
an awesome way to do it without all of the canning stuff that I don't have. So it worked out awesome, and I'm hoping that they taste good when I go to try them.
I don't care if they taste good. This is a threshold that we've crossed. We're officially like preserving food, you know.
First time in the history of my universe.
Yes, it's pretty fantastic. Yay.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Doris, and thanks, Ozark family.
Yeah, thank you guys. And so like a lot of the stuff that we're doing now is actually either inspired by you guys or it's things that you guys are teaching us how to do. So we really appreciate all of the amazing things that you guys are doing, because we watch your content and we consume it and we learn from you. So we really appreciate it. And we hope that we can make you laugh in return. So I got some more hellos to jump on here. Let's see here. So of course, hello, Ozark Family Homestead.
Hello.
I'm dying to try your lasagna soup. I saw that. That's going to be good. Angel, you're not late. You were right on time. Perfect. It was phenomenal.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, hey, Nunya, Texas on the back 20. Okay, guys, seriously, if you guys want to learn about prepping or food preservation or, rain catchment or like how to blend into a crowd, which was actually a really good video. I was super excited to watch that. Check out the Nunya Texas on the back 20 channel. It's he's phenomenal and he creates content like every day, and it's just prepping, homesteading, stuff that you guys can use and will need to use soon. So check him out.
Cool.
Cool. Hello, where to begin, Homestead? How's it going?
So cool. Hello, Gordon Warrior Cube.
Love raid from Homestead Aquarius. Fantastic. Well, gosh, look at this. Well, this is going to be a good one because we got a lot to cover and a lot of fun stuff to talk about. And hello, Lila. We missed you last week. I'm so glad you're here. This is fun. Awesome. Yeah, I'll do that. I actually don't know how to do it while we're live, so we'll bust that out. I think we're getting to the point where we may need to get a moderator that can help us with that.
I could bring it up on my phone and
put the
link in, I think.
Why don't you do that?
Texas could do that.
Yeah, actually, Nunya, Texas. If you get a chance, put your link to your page in the chat for me. because I know a bunch of the people that are going to be here tonight would love to check you out.
Sweet.
Gardening Warrior Q, how's it going?
Hello.
Yeah. So you guys, a lot of you guys have seen the video that we put out, and so I want to show you something on our little channel update here. This was a heavy subject. We tried to make it fun, and as a result of the video, I'm just going to tell you, we only lost 2 subscribers. Yeah. So that's pretty good. Oh, you're not a mod, you can't post. Okay. Well, I'll figure out how to put it in there, or I'll make a community post and people can check you out.
Sweet.
So yeah. it's funny. I don't know. I'm a very persistent person, so I don't really get stopped by things really ever. And when I do, best believe it's a massive.
Or he's changed his mind.
Or I've changed my mind completely and just lost interest. It's interesting when we put one of these videos out and we just pour our heart into them, and then and they just don't necessarily do what we want them to do, you know, as far as
it's a long game.
Well, it's definitely a long game. You're definitely right. But 100%. But I don't know, it can be discouraging. But at the same time, it's like we love doing it. And I think even if no one was watching, I think we would still continue to make these silly little videos that we love doing.
Yeah. I love to make them. It's very cathartic.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So I have a couple of clips from that video that we're going to talk about, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. Hey, Living a Rogue Life. Captain Robert sent me over. It's good to see you.
Nice. I like that name. That's fun.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah.
The county just to the north of us is Rogue Valley, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my daughter, who is finishing up dinner for us right now. Doing some chicken, rice, and corn. Yeah.
Do one of those.
Yeah. It's the first time I've attempted making dinner on a Wednesday, like a meal. Yeah. Not like.
As you can tell, I'm wasting away, so it was important that we did that, Yeah, actually, I want to pick this one up here. Hold on just a second. I feel like, from Ozark Family Homestead, I feel like we drop several subscribers as soon as we post a video. I thought it was just a ritualistic YouTube purge. It may be, and I think that part is funny myself. And I think maybe it's my own counter intention to it, right? Because on some of these videos, we really pour our heart out, and maybe I'm just I don't really want more than a couple dozen cool people that I see, talk to on the live, to really see it. Maybe that's what happened, could have been my own thing, right?
That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Lark says the same thing. Hi, Larks. How's it going?
Hey.
I lose 1 or 2 and gain 1 or 2 daily. Holding steady. That's the thing. You're just staying above the old water line. But yeah. So before we get into talking about this stuff down here, I wanted to share with you the most exciting thing, and not really exciting, but the pickles were a thing that caused me joy this week, right? But they were the second. They were the number 2. Mm-hmm. There's actually a number 1 thing that caused me joy. It was a little thing, and we're going to show it. That's right. We're going to talk about one of these little things that caused us joy this week. And Carrie doesn't actually know that I'm posting this right now, so it's going to cause her joy too. Watch her face when we come back from this little video, okay?
Cooling off ramen, action hero style.
Awesome.
That's funny.
It was awesome. She's like,
Yeah.
I walk out of the hallway and she's standing there cooling off one of the kids' little cup of noodles in front of the fan, just looking like a superhero. And I was like, I got to capture this. This is causing me joy.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That did bring me joy. I'm like, oh, this is a life hack right here.
That's life hack.
That's how you cool down ramen for a 5-year-old.
Hey, Passamaquoddy, how's it going? Yay, Homestead Aquarius. The love raids are awesome. They make it all worth it, you know. Let's see. And the ones that are supposed to be there will stay with you. It is a true community thing.
Totally.
I agree with you 100%. And really, like this video, which we're going to get into the first part here in just a second, it was definitely one of those videos that was going to be polarizing.
Yeah.
I think, you know,
Yeah.
either you agree or you disagree. And I just encourage the folks that disagree to just hate watch all our videos. Like, just hate watch them from beginning to end. Just do it. I want to encourage
I
you.
love to hate it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Living a Rogue Life. I just subbed tonight, but if I don't watch another video and comment, YouTube will discount me as a sub. It's interesting. So I've heard that, but I'm not sure. I wasn't sure that that's how that worked.
Huh.
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Okay. Well, we'll just keep going anyway.
Cool. Cool.
Lark says, if you post it, they will come eventually. You guys have that appeal, so hang in there. Well, I wanted to actually, that actually leads me perfectly into my next little segment, which is our featured creator. It was Lark's Homesteaders. So something I would like to say about Lark's, she always has just the nicest things to say in the comments. It's amazing, and a fantastic sense of humor. I watched a bunch of videos today, and I think my favorite one was the pizza, the focaccia pizza that like looked amazing and actually inspired me to start putting the plan together to get my cob oven back up and going, because it had broken while we were gone. So we're definitely going to do that. And then I came across this little short video that I'd like to show you right now. And I hope this is okay with you, Larks, but like I said, I never ask permission for this kind of thing.
Joke of the day. What did the grape say when the carrot stepped on it? Nothing. It just let out a little whine. Y'all have a good day. It's time for another garden joke of the day. What did the grape say when the carrot stepped on it? Nothing. It just let out a little whine. Y'all have a
Just let out a
So
little
cute.
whine. That's fantastic. I'm a dad joke connoisseur, and that's going to go in the old. The coffers there.
Yep. So go check her out
Yeah,
after this. Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
Super fun.
Let's see. Aw, I cried when I got my first love raid. I'm gonna hold back the tears, but I make no guarantees. I may get misty eyed throughout this whole thing, so it's a lot of fun. I love having a bunch of you guys in the chat, and we've done many live streams where it's just us talking to one or two other people, and so it's very fun. Poor Carrie. That's so sweet that your husband found joy in your hair in the wind ramen cooling action.
Totally.
Definitely do.
Yep.
Always do.
That was, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Larks, you're awesome. And I always appreciate all of the encouragement that you give me. So, you know, that's, or give us. So it's the least we could do. And yes, Gardening Warrior Q, I did binge watch a bunch of Lark's videos today. So, yay. All right, let me see if I can catch up with the chat here. It was a good joke. Thanks. Least I could do. Oh, let me hear this, because I got to hear this. Dad joke, what's a pirate's favorite letter? Okay.
I thought that was great.
That's very good.
I'm going to tell my boys that.
Yeah, they're going to love that.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Great.
One more. Okay, got to do one more. What do you call cheese that isn't yours? I know this one. Give it to me in the chat.
Let's see.
It's nacho cheese. Gotta love it.
Good one.
Passamaquoddy is listening while crocheting, which I think is phenomenal.
Ooh, that sounds so relaxing.
It does. That's fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you. Nice.
Nacho cheese. Love it.
It's great.
Okay. So, well, why don't we get into this first little divisive clip that we have?
Let's do it.
You wanna?
Let's do it.
You wanna? Okay.
All right.
All right. Because a lot of people are either going to agree with this or they're going to disagree.
And
But
you can disagree, and that's
you can
totally
disagree.
Okay.
I love you.
You are our feelings.
Regardless.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So from this video that we did, what we were basically doing was telling our origin story, where we came from, and how we actually got here to this crazy off-grid homestead life of ours.
Yeah, and very brief.
Yeah, we're
Brief.
just
I
doing
mean,
little,
yeah.
We're
what?
broad stroking.
Yeah,
broad
if you
strokes.
saw it, it's a very.
Yeah. So here's how the video starts, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. And this is the let's see, of the two divisive clips, this is the lesser of the divisive clips.
I've often imagined the utility company boards getting together once a year and having their board meetings at the base of a volcano, all wearing cloaks and masks and worshiping some gigantic owl carved into the side of a mountain. I mean, in my book, the utility companies and the way they're run are the closest thing we have these days to supervillains.
Okay. So what did you think of that? I'd like to hear what you think, because this is just one in the video. There's just one little example of one of my run-ins with the utility company. I was also an electrician and had to deal with the utility company all the time. I was also a solar person and had to deal with the utility companies all the time. So I've got stories about the old utility company that could choke a goat. So, yeah.
Mm.
All right, so let's see.
Mm.
Back to Good says, that was a great video.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'm not sure what that means, but I'll keep an eye out. I'm quite sure of it too, right? Back to Good. They're like super villains. I think back to the Austin Powers movies and how like Dr. Evil was in his little office and he's got lasers, and I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. And then I saw this documentary on the Bohemian Club, like all the most powerful people get together and worship this owl and like dress up in weird ways and all that. And so I imagine that's where they do their board meetings. Almost homesteading? Sounds correct. All right. I think we're going to build up some agreement here. Excuse me. I think we're going to build up some agreement. Lila, definitely villains. Nah, just thieves. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
it's
mob.
yeah, oh totally. It's interesting because a lot of the utility companies have more power in a local area than the local governments do. And it's really interesting. They don't even have to follow the National Electrical Code. They just get to make up whatever they want when it comes to that. It's kind of crazy. Mike Kane says, sounds about right. I've been on 100% solar for 2.5 years now and love it. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
We're the same way. We got 3,200 watts of off-grid solar and about 10 kW worth of battery, kWh to be, specific. So kilowatt hours. Nunya's been on solar for 8 years on their farm.
Very cool.
He's so interesting, but I'm sure it's just like that. Yep. Totally. Oh, this is interesting. I've been hit with the theft of copper 5 times in 7 months. The customer service is the villain. The repair guys are heroes. Oh yeah. And so I do actually make that point in another part of the video. That'll be part 2. The first responders, the linesmen, the guys who actually go out and, when the weather is the worst, they play with, 4160 volt power and get everybody's power back on. Those guys are awesome. Totally heroes. I think it's the C-suite in the old in the old utility companies that get my goat.
Yeah. I've talked to some nice people over the phone as well. Like they're not the bad guys either, but they're, they can't operate outside of their policies.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, they lose their job.
Yeah.
Back to good. Nice. 5120. I think I'd like to add like 4 more panels. I think 4 more of the 400 watt panels. So we'd be up right around that same area. Nice.
Cool.
15 kilowatts. That's great. 5 kWh of battery. Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
All right. Well, so on to the next one, which was actually a conversation that I had with a friend of mine years ago who, well, you'll see what happens.
I had a friend ask me one time, why do you guys want to live off-grid? I knew he didn't really want an answer because he followed it up with, living in the city, I have access to medicine and food anytime I want. I have a good job, and anytime I'm in trouble, the police are just a phone call away. So you're telling me that you and about 1 million other people are all crammed into a relatively small space so that you can be given medicine, given food, given a job that you can spend most of your time doing just to sustain your existence, and so that you can make someone other than yourself responsible for your safety and if you're ever in trouble. He said, yeah, that's modern life. I said, it's also how you run cattle. The sheep spends its whole life worried about the wolf, ends up being eaten by the rancher. Yeah. We're not really friends anymore.
Yeah, that conversation, I'm pretty sure was either the last or the second to last conversation that particular friend and I had. And I just can't understand why. It's not like I called him cattle, or maybe, well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, never mind. I think I figured it out. Yeah.
There it is.
Let's see. I want a solar-powered light and fan for my chicken coop, but no idea how to put one up. I know I could buy a kit, but I know CPR, not AC/DC.
That's great.
Hey, that's what's up. I'll tell you what, if you ever need help with that, you just reach out to me. I can I can handle that. Let's see, we have 2 times 100-watt panels dedicated to charging the 2 batteries for DC in the camper for lights. Yeah, that's a good way to go. It's interesting because you get a 100-watt panel, and there's 3 different ratings for it. And the 100-watt aspect of it, even like with my 3,200 watts, it's the rating that is under the perfect circumstances, direct sun, 70-degree heat, basically the way it doesn't work at all. You can usually take whatever the rated power is of a solar panel and chop it down to 80%, and that's what you're actually going to produce on average. So yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't speak or think city ideas. That's good. That's good. Spot on from living a rogue life. Rolling on floor laughing. Hey, thank you so much for popping by. I know how important the hanging out with the hubby is, because it's something that puts a big old smile on my face every time we get to do it. So thank you for coming by. I'm glad you hung out. This, you know why? And I realized actually, Gardening Warrior Q, I realized that with the premiere, when you do it like a premiere, it plays like a live. So whenever you log on is when it's playing from. I didn't know that. So this was actually the hook of the video. Those two clips. The first one that I showed comes first, and then it goes directly into this next one. So,
but it's called Why Off Grid, I believe. You can find it on our homepage.
Yeah, it's why we chose to live off grid. Yeah.
Yes.
Mike Kane nailed it on that one, right? It's like when I made that realization, I was like, oh, now I understand why people get pushed into the city. Like it's a herding technique. Yep, moving along. I was actually okay, so since you said that, Lila, I got to just tell you what I was going to say at the end of that. Instead of the sheep getting eaten by the rancher thing, was I was going to say, and that's why we had to move. But I decided to go with the sheep rancher thing. Doris, that is the truest statement anyone can make in my mind. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah. It's interesting though when you start looking at it like that. It makes sense, right? It's like we all have animals. We all do certain things to like keep them in a certain area so that they can be fed, or we can take care of them. And then at some point, most of them become food. So I tend to ask people in the whole city mock-up, who's the rancher? Right? And then you text us concrete and cars or my prison bars. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, just reach out.
Yeah.
Hey, Homestead Aquarius, we have so many people come and be like, love raid. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Getting in here now, I have to run out to the store, but I will have you running while I'm gone. Well, fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was so cool. I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, and I think that's on the statement of the solar panels. You know, when you get into we have the 400-watt Canadian solars, which are pretty nice. I routinely can measure, not in the direct sunlight because it's gonna throw your averages off. But if you measure like at 9 o'clock in the morning and then average that out with like 3 in the afternoon, it's usually about 80% is what I find. But then go into winter and 50% is like, that would be fantastic. Our 3,200 watt solar array in the winter made like 500 watts an hour, you know. So, yeah. Doors, I want help with solar power to my chicken and rabbits. So I say it sounds like we need someone to make a video. You know what? I had the same realization today where I thought I'm gonna need to make a solar video. So I'm gonna with solar, you want to cross all your T's and dot your I's and all of that stuff. And because I'm so opinionated, it's very likely that I will say something that, you know, people will be like, well, that's not how it works and all that other stuff, which will happen. Doesn't matter really. I just want to make sure I have all my ducks in a row for it. So yes, I will be doing that. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah. We live in AZ, so sun is good, but our panels are flat on our top of our RV. But surprisingly, we get around 85, 90%, 95% efficiency.
Cool.
Yeah, it's that's good. And plus you're pretty far south too. So the angle that's necessary for you to get, you know, because in the summer, the sun, you know, is either going to be really high in the sky. And then as you go into like spring and fall, and winter, the sun drops in the sky, right? So in reference to your panels, it's like it's less drastic the closer to the equator you are. So in Northern California, we need to have them at like a 40-degree angle to get pretty good sun in the you know, any time other than like the middle of summer. So. You know what? We'll just buffer the whole time. It's just going to be buffering. It'll be all good. Yeah, rig a biodiesel car. Actually worked on a biodiesel car with my with the guy who mentored us out here. He had one of those Mercedes, what is it, S420s, the diesels, the old diesels, and it's super cool. Also the VW Rabbit diesel is what I'd like. I'd like a little biodiesel pickup truck. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, that is funny. We'll try to keep them in. Yeah. Kids, I'm late. I have to catch the replay. Keep it up. You're doing great things. Hey, thank you so much. North 44 degrees Farmstead. Yeah, that's a good idea. And it keeps, whereas gasoline doesn't keep. Mm-hmm. It's true. You're either the butcher or the cattle. Yep. Oh, I got to tell you, the first time that we went back to the city after we'd been up here for, I think we were up here for like 2 years before we went and visited your mom.
Yeah.
Back in the city. We took the train down there and we got off the train and I was like, oh my God, what is that smell? And I realized it was ode to city. It's an interesting thing.
City smell. Yeah.
In the city model, Bill Gates is the rancher. Yeah. And yet he's buying up all this ranch land, you know? Almost, it's strange. Yep, you're totally right. The government is the rancher, and what does the rancher do? You know? Moves head of cattle through for the purpose of making money. A place that provides your food, medical, security, recreation, education, etc. is called a prison. Ooh, I like that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to do a part 2 to this video. And and if you haven't seen it after we're done here, definitely check it out. We probably put more work into this video than any of our other videos, just to try and really make the point. And there's a really good story in it that I won't tell here, but it'll give you a real a good idea of who we are, and why we are the way we are. Yeah. I want to like immediately add 4 more panels, but I think I'd like to get it up to like 12.5 kW, and about triple the battery capacity, about 30 kWh, because we're up in the mountains. We might have a week where there's no sun, so I want enough battery there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a similar system. We use the SunPower 65, 48, 48, 65, whichever it is.
Maybe some of you don't know what any of this means, like me, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's a 6,500 watt inverter that's 48 volts.
Oh! Now I.
Okay, so amps and volts. So you think of a garden hose, right? And the water moving through the garden hose, the pressure of the water is the volts.
Okay.
Now equate that to electricity, right? And then, you put the intensity of the water that's moving through, the volume of the water that's moving through the pipe, that's amps.
Okay.
Right? And so it's not exactly the same. And then you put one of those little squirty things on the end of it, and you like crank it down, and it makes it really, that's resistance, which increases the pressure, put more volume through, you get more pressure. Put more pressure through, you move more volume through.
You get more electricity.
That's exactly right.
Very cool.
Boom. Hey, that's interesting. Stable. Will keep gas good 5 years. I did the test. I don't doubt it. I'm sure there's ways to make it work. I just have had to rebuild too many chainsaws because their fuel tanks were full of varnish. I'm with Carrie. I'm lost on how solar works exactly. Hey, let's do it. We'll do some solar training. I have certifications from all the major manufacturers of solar. So I have a pretty good understanding of what they want us to know. So,
which is also why I don't know it, because I'm like, thanks. And he could share that with you.
Yeah. Our average is $1,000 an amp so far. On your, that's interesting. I'll have to break it down. I've never broken it down in dollars to amps before.
Like over a year?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, amps is technically a measurement of heat. So, but it's the current, the amount of current that's capable of being drawn off of the system, right? So like you have a 20 amp breaker. Well, only 20 of these arbitrarily called ampere things can be pulled through the line at one time before it.
Oh, interesting.
And then it's really only 80% and all of that stuff. So
that's cool. I never did know.
20 amp circuit.
I learned that. That's new.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's amazing. Sunlight to power, but it's not economical yet. Yeah, not really. It's more of like I ain't never paying no electric bill ever, never again. So okay. Let me catch up on these comments here. So the cycle provides precursors of certain amino acids as well as reducing agent NADH that are used in numerous other reactions. That's what electricity sounds like to me. That's really good.
That's awesome.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here,
Yes.
have some gibberish. I'm going to sit here and listen. Wow, just discovered we have a weasel in the house. Well,
Oh no.
this is a first. Wish me luck and catch up with the later.
Oh my gosh, good luck.
I don't know if that's better or worse than the scorpion.
Yeah. Huh.
Good luck
Still
and stay
see it.
safe. Yeah, you want 30 amps is 20 to 30,000. Yeah, that's interesting. Is that with labor to put it in, or did you put it in yourself? Because we did it for significantly cheaper than that. Because we have 30 amps of solar. Yep. So yeah, I'd be interested to see how that goes. Yep, F the utility company. That's right.
Yeah.
What do we do to protect our solar system from the utility company? I have these little things that I call freedom pellets that move at supersonic speeds, and we don't have wires coming to our property, so if they come, they're trespassing, and that's all I'll say.
We're pretty far out there. There aren't even lines that come within a mile of our house.
Yeah, I think Passamaquoddy was actually saying from EMP. Our inverter actually has a EMP shield, which is nice. The solar panels, you don't have to worry about that much because there's not really any electronics in them. At most, you might have to replace a resistor. But the inverters are where the problem is. And at that, we're so far away from any major targets that it would have to be one hell of an EMP. And then, I would just fix whatever was busted and that'd be that. Yeah, from possible. There's a product called EM Shield or EMP Shield. If you guys have ever heard of, what is it called? I can't remember, but I'll do a post about it. There's an inverter company that is fantastic, and their name is escaping me, even though I spent
Is it the one we got the solar panels?
No, 20 hours doing their certification course, but I can't remember their name right now. We're at least 1 mile away from the nearest power pole. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was actually one of my requirements for buying this property. I knew that we had to be at least 300 feet away from a transformer to be able to be off grid. And that was one of the search parameters. I ain't frying a $15,000 inverter with a wrong wire. Yeah, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've spent literally hundreds of hours training on this stuff to install them professionally. So, yep.
Else.
Yep. My great grandma taught me to use rock salt and double barrel. Man, I was walking to school one day when I was a kid, and we'd cut through this orchard. I have been at the receiving end of those rock salts in the old double barrel. That is not fun. Yeah, Solarc, exactly. That was the word I was looking for. The Solarc, they have a system that has the EMP shield built into it. And we just couldn't afford a Solarc at the time, but that'll be what we go to next. Because I would like to have a 240 system. And they're the best. Solarc is by far the best. And I know where to get them for I can get the 15K Solarc for, I think it's 7,000, 6,000 or something like that. So it's an investment, but that thing will last forever. Even the Amish that have electricity go into their little town through a thing. They use the solar inverters, and there's actually an Amish battery company that Solarc endorses, which is kind of cool, I think.
Super cool.
Yeah, a simple Faraday cage is pretty easy. You just wrap something up with copper wire and give it a voltage. Small voltage. You hook up like a 9-volt battery to it and protect from a lot of things. Let's see. That's what getting solar from most companies. My payment would be as bad as my electric bill. So the only way I could afford doing it is doing it myself. I'll tell you what, Doris. If you ever get to the point where you can accumulate the panels and everything else, you buy me a ticket to come out there, and I'll help you install it.
You would?
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, they're not cheap. Yeah, in fact, Doris, I would love to do that. So that'd be a lot of fun. Just let's do it during a time that's like the nicest time of the year. Because let me tell you, being on a roof for solar in the heat is terrible. Because here's the thing about solar is no matter where you're working on solar, it's always in the direct sunlight. And there's never any shade. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys want to go into the next little clip here.
Let's do it.
So just to give you some background here, we're basically at this point we're living back in the city. We have 2 kids at this point of this clip, and this is how life was going.
So we were going nuts, living the way and where we were, and we had to make a change, period. While I was looking at homes for sale, I came across land for sale. So when I saw this piece of land, I was so excited. It was owner financed, so we didn't have to come up with a huge down payment right off the bat. We would have this space that we needed for our family to grow and spread out, and we could do whatever we wanted and have the freedom to choose what those things were and use our youth, put it to work, and build ourselves a life. There was so much happening around us with loud neighbors. And I had just had our second daughter, so I wasn't in the best of mind frames to be able to help him or address the things that I was also upset about within such tight quarters.
There's a lot of stuff that we cut out of that story because there was a lot to it, but we can talk about it now. So when she says loud neighbors, we're talking about
3 in the morning.
Yeah, 3 in the morning, slamming security doors,
Having
walking out of their
parties.
front door, screaming at the top of their lungs. We had one neighbor down the street that was like yelling and screaming. So I peeked my head out, and he starts shooting a BB gun at his wife and kids in their minivan trying to drive away. Busts out the back window and all this other stuff. That was the kind of area that we...
Drugs being done.
Like right in front of our
house. Not, like the hard stuff. And then, neighbors are loud, and that's, happens. The particular place we lived in was 5 people per unit. So we had the front house, and then there are 2 additional places where the front door is right next to your bedroom.
Yeah.
Anyway, so their front door right next to our bedroom. And it was just every night.
A couple days before I had my I snapped, which we'll get into in a second. I was crossing the street, and a guy just took off, and I had to dive out of the way. Otherwise he would have hit me. It was intense. It was an intense place. Intense place.
Yeah. The kind of place you watch out for needles at the local park that I took my, 2-year-old to.
Yeah.
Not so great.
Not so great indeed. So, I use all Schneider components. Have you ever heard the story of Outback, Nunya, Texas? Have you ever heard the story of how Outback Power started? It's pretty interesting. All of the technicians from Schneider, they would go out back and they would put their own inverters together out of stuff that was being thrown out, and they hated their jobs. And their first inverter that they made to sell was called the FU 2000. And anyway.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's Schneider's a great company. They make a bunch of they're specifically really good for industrial. So everything that they build is kind of to those industrial specs. Yeah, I got the copper EMP cloth on Amazon and wrapped my solar generator, solar panels, and connectors with it. Box lined with the cloth and taped up with metal tape. Sweet, that'll do it. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. It's going to happen at some point. So, I watched this video when it came out. I just somehow missed the part about the electric company and the masks and worshiping the owl. Yeah, it's the first minute, Gardening Warrior Q. It's the first minute of the video. I recommend checking it out. It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. Dang, I didn't know you lived next to me. Yeah, just right around the corner there. Yeah.
It was you? No, I'm kidding.
Y'all did what we should have done years ago. Hindsight is definitely 2020. Yeah, maybe even better than that. Maybe it's 2015. 15, 20, depending on which eye is better.
15.
Yeah, they make controls for a long time. Yeah. Have you seen the Rockwell video? The side fumbling? I know you've seen it. You had to have. The Rockwell in turbo encabularizer. If not, look it up. Go to the youtubes.com and look up turbo encabulator. It's really, really good. The Rockwell turbo. Of course, after we're done chit-chatting here. Yeah. I live with that every day. Getting sick from whatever drugs they're doing, the screaming, yelling, and fighting. Yeah, it actually leads me to the next little clip. I'll have to go back and watch the first and middle. And yeah, it was good that you premiered, right? Yeah, exactly.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun to just be able to chill and talk with you guys about it as it was happening. But I am sorry that you're in that situation. I know how stressful it can be.
Yeah. It affects me very much, and it
Mm-hmm. Where to begin, Homestead? I'm sorry to hear that. Prayer, sweet lady. Yeah, that kind of did sort of seem like it was what was going to happen, right? I was surprised it took until South Dakota, or no. I was surprised that the balloons made it over Montana. Honestly, had I been up here and had I known what they were, I can't say they would have made it past Nevada. That probably wouldn't happen. Oh, is this about the
oh yeah,
things that make me happy? Flashing out a mouse, it ran
into the snap.
Into the snap trap. That is yet today caught anything. That's so funny. Weasel came out of nowhere, grabbed said poor mouse. I opened kitchen door and it split. Yep.
What a trip.
Yeah, that's so funny. Country life.
Yeah, I love it.
Full of surprises.
So many.
Yeah. Yeah, only fighting and yelling I hear is chicken and goats. Yeah, it's kind of the same for us.
Mhm.
And then the occasional, child being on one because they still do that occasionally.
And the dogs howling. They have a little choir, which one day we will actually catch on video.
Yeah, because it's a husky and a basset hound, and so they both have just the very opposite sounding howls and everything. It's really, really funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hilarious.
Out they went the door. Okay, lurking and laughing with y'all, but I gotta fold towels and put dishes away. Talk loud. Will do. It's awesome. All right, so this is the second to last little clip that I have. Hey, buddy, we're not doing that right now. You're gonna have to wait until after we're done.
It's here.
Yep. So so this is the second to last little clip that we wanted to show you. It was kind of like where I was. That was more where she was. This is kind of where I was.
Yeah, I had one neighbor that would slam his security door at 2:30 in the morning and wake up Carrie and the baby. And one day I just snapped and I went out there, and the result of going out there was 8 cop cars showing up, and I had to get the hell out of there. There was people everywhere. I had no space. We had no privacy. That was not a life that I could continue to live.
It really came down to, is this my life forever?
It was not good, and I put Carrie and the girls through quite a bit during that period of time.
Or are we going to make a change, a drastic change that was addressing the things that we were having trouble with, and also looking towards the future long term and creating a life that we wanted for ourselves and for our family?
Yeah, so here's the thing about that, which is a part of the story that I wasn't going to tell in the video, but again, I share it with you here. So that day, I had just had enough, and the problem with this guy's door wasn't so much the slamming, but we had gotten used to that. It was that he didn't maintain the door at all, so it would make the most horrible metal on metal scraping sound when it would close. High pitch, just goes straight to your nervous system, like. Arr! So I just, like, in true redneckian fashion, I'm going to attack that problem, and I'm going to attack it with WD-40. And so I grab a can of WD-40 and I walk my happy ass over there, and I just start spraying all of his hinges. And he's like, "What are you doing?" He's thinking I'm spraying something in his house. He calls the cops, comes outside. We get into a tussle, and then we kind of break it off, but the cops are on their way. And so I walk inside, and even back then, this is back in like early 2012. Yeah, early 2012. I wanted to be a content creator, so I went and I put a camera on my chest, and 8 cop cars show up, and they're just like, "Ah!" And I immediately walk out and I go to shake one of the police officer's hands, and I was like, "This is an egregious misuse of your time. I'm sorry about this. We've got it all under control." And he goes, the police officer, and I'm recording. The police officer goes, "Well, we get paid by the hour, and we don't have anything better to do." And I was just like, "I'm not going to jail tonight." Bang. So, but it was a sign, like we had to be done. We just had to be done with that particular area.
Yep.
And it was either we're going to make a drastic change, or, or we weren't going to work out. You know what I mean? like,
Yeah.
she deserved a way better life than I was giving her. So yeah.
And here we are.
And here we are, living a substantially different life than we used to. I gotta read this one. I have 3 huskies and a pocket beagle, and they sing the song of their people. It's like the most hilarious thing I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
So much.
It's at this point in the video that I'd like to thank an anonymous friend of mine, or a friend of ours, for a gift. And he knows who he is, but he wishes to remain anonymous for good reason. And that gift is this lovely little mason jar right here. And you guys know what this is? You guys know what that is, don't you? It's a little bit of liquid apple pie. And so I would just like to thank that anonymous friend for this wonderful gift, which we will be enjoying over the weekend.
Yes.
It's like perfect for summer.
Yeah.
You know? Perfect. And it's all like frozen and cold and yummy. So yeah, I wanted to get that thank you in there for that.
Yeah.
We will definitely be enjoying it.
Yes.
Hey, Josh. Not a problem, man. You know me. We're just in here rambling. It's actually been a really good conversation just about the whole off-grid living thing, and we're talking a little bit more about the video that we released yesterday that you got to see in the premiere, which is pretty cool. Aw, you guys are too cute.
Oh,
well,
thanks.
well, thank you. Yeah. He does like a real good job of cuting up the place. You know?
You light it up.
Yeah, thanks. With electricity, not with this. That's not what does it. That's not what does it. Where to begin Homestead? That don't last long around here. Apple pie. Yeah, that's the truth. Mm-hmm. Liquid apple pie might be from Nunya. Yeah. No, he's a local gentleman here who I'm very appreciative of his particular skill set. He's got a very particular set of skills similar to that movie Taken, you know. Yeah. I feel like he'd probably be somebody that you could count on to recover his daughters if they were, taken.
Totally.
That joke didn't go anywhere. We're gonna act like I didn't say that. Yours, Nunya, yours is clear. This was clear, and then I got the smart idea of throwing it in the freezer, and it brought up all the fun stuff. So, the mother, as they call it. Oh, love seeing your viewership grow. Maybe stop the belly from doing the same. Never. Fat kid to the day I die. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
That's single serving. It is, but there's more where that came from. Moderation. In even moderation. Right?
Probably last us a while.
Yeah, we're not big drinkers. We did a live stream where we were drinking some whiskey. It's actually pretty funny because it's like the first time that we had even drank anything in probably several months. Yeah,
Since some holiday.
Shh.
Yep.
This is very.
Yep, never guess.
It's going to be very good. Very excited about it. Yep. Yep. Moderation, even in moderation. All right. So I want to go over the last clip with you guys, and then we'll have a little bit more talking about that because this is actually the point of why we tell our story and why we try to do the things that we do. It's highly possible that that we stay at the level of literally a couple of dozen people seeing our videos every time we put one out for a while, and that's totally fine because we do it with a purpose. We're really actually trying to show people that no matter what their situation is, that they can do something about it. And that's what leads me to this last clip.
I am fully aware that this lifestyle is not for everybody. In fact, it's probably not for most people. Could anybody do it? Sure. Should anybody do it? Probably not. And the reality of the thing is that whatever your situation is, the point of this story is to tell you that if there's something about it that you don't like, the right thing to do is change it. Do something different. And if you have the purpose of changing your life in any way that you want to change it, I encourage you to do it because I know you can. Because if we could, having zero of the skills necessary and having no money, no resources, and some would say no good sense, if under those conditions we could do it, I guarantee you can too. Believe it or not, this isn't even the best part of the story. And if you want to hear the rest of the story, be sure to...
You don't have to see my end screen thing. I forgot to cut that part off, but that's really truly how we feel. We had none of the skills necessary to do this life. We still have only a couple of those skills that are necessary to do this life. But we're winning at it, and we're finally doing something that is a life that we can actually thrive at. And I just encourage people to do the same. If there's something about your life you don't like, change it. And if there's something I can do to help with that, please let me know, because there's literally nothing I would rather do than to help people to just get where they want to be in life. So I really, really feel like that is the purpose for what we're doing with these videos. Kiddo? So let's see what else is in the old comments. But yeah, what do you think? That's what we're trying to do? We have this thing written on our wall. It says, I want to show people who struggle, who have obstacles, and who have given up that no matter the barrier, it can be overcome. And that's kind of the purpose. Yeah, you go ahead, buddy. That's all you.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think it's yeah.
I think it's a good purpose.
I do.
I think it's a good purpose.
I do. I think it's really cool.
Welcome back, sir. Yeah. I'd sleep for a good long time. True. You're doing something with purpose. I love it. Yeah, man.
Thanks.
It's a lot of fun, and whether something comes of it or not doesn't really matter. We're having a blast making these little videos, and hopefully you guys have a blast watching them.
Yes.
See, I did, and some boiled peanuts for a light vegetarian supper. Boiled peanuts. Yum. Yeah. Wildlife is more peaceful than wild people. Ain't that the truth?
Yep.
Doris says, what I love the most was how it shows how a couple working for the same goal can make whatever they dream of in time. That's the truth. And that, and you just got to get one of them at least that's so pig-headed that no matter what they run into, he'll just bash his head up against that wall until you get there. That's the truth. A purpose for our lives and energy seems to be the most important driver in life. Without that, we feel bad. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That and creating a group of people that you enjoy spending time with, and then doing that, I think seems to also be pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Josh, I know you put it in chat. I don't know if you wanted me to put it up on the screen, but shoot me a call if you need to. That's funny, Nanya. That's one of my favorite sayings. I say it all the time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Living a Rogue Life says, my grandparents raised me. I have skills. I'm just working for the day to be set free. I put an offer on 10 acres today. If it's right, I trust God will make it happen. That's awesome.
Cool.
I'm so happy for you.
That's so cool. Oh, that reminds me of.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we actually have a friend up here that's even a little further north who has 2.5 acres that they're going to, or that they're selling. It's got a 20-foot yurt on it, a shop, a little outbuilding. They've got water.
Yeah, I think they truck it in, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're off grid.
And they're off grid, so they have some solar. 35 grand, and it's a really nice area too.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're looking for land and that's something you want to know more about, then just
hit one of us up.
We can.
Yeah. And wildlife is much more tasty. You are correct.
Very true. Very true. That's funny. It's tasty.
Hey, well, it's fantastic to see you. I'm glad you popped by, and that was a spot of good luck for us that you saw us.
Thanks.
And welcome.
Welcome. Oh, lots
Wow.
of people.
Yes, there's lots of opportunity for the old properties.
Very cool.
Yeah, super cool. I'm very
Nice.
very happy.
Yeah, maybe you guys were looking, talk to some of these guys too. If who knows? Who knows?
We can make a little connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, well, here's what I wanted to do at the very end of this was one, just go back and revisit our what was it called? What do we call it?
What are featured?
Yeah, our featured creator. And tell you, go check out their channel if you haven't already. Lark's Homesteadish. You can learn all kinds of fun stuff. And it's just been like the best support and the most kindest words in the live stream, and a lot of the funniest jokes too. So, I like to think they come from me, but really I think they come from them. And then I'm going to leave you with the very first clip that we played, and right after that we'll talk to you later. So we love you, and we will see you next week. If you haven't pressed like already, please do that. That helps out a lot. And if you haven't seen the video that we did on the why we chose to live off grid, go check it out now. This will be the first thing you see. We'll see you next week. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I've often imagined the utility company boards getting together once a year and and having their board meetings at the base of a volcano, all wearing cloaks and masks and worshiping some gigantic owl carved into the side of a mountain. I mean, in my book, the utility companies and the way they're run are the closest thing we have these days to supervillains.